Ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast, brought to you by BetMGM. Listen, we did the Mighty Ducks episode. Everyone lost their minds. So we are here back for D2, the Mighty Ducks, with our good friend, Willy D, Will Donnellan, joining the pod.
Thank you for having me, boys.
First time watching D2.
It was, yeah. It was quite the experience. I got a text from Dan and Chris at about, 2 o'clock today.
Yeah.
And they were like, listen, crazy ask. Could you go home, watch Mighty Ducks, and come back and record a podcast?
Could, as part of your job, you go home, watch Mighty Ducks, come back and record.
And I will say,
and they said they'd buy me dinner.
yes, but I will say you were so quick to say yes.
Yeah, I was like,
Which we absolutely love you for.
Yeah,
That was an immediate thing.
it was a pretty easy ask.
I love that both of these episodes we have popped a cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Let's waste no time and jump right into this movie. Redmond, when did this movie come out? 1994?
So it was like 88 or something. Did I make that up?
Again,
You
I
made
haven't
that up.
seen
It's
it,
90s.
so
I would guess 94.
It might be 94 or 95.
I'll check.
But we begin
94.
D2, The Mighty Ducks. You haven't seen The Mighty Ducks 1 in a long time.
Yeah,
so you wouldn't have remembered. But familiar credits. The
Yes.
nice blue, shiny
Yep.
credits. And we open on another classic young Gordon Bombay skating on the pond in Minneapolis, Minnesota scene.
Yep.
We get another shot of his dad hit us right in the nostalgia loins of here's a young Gordon getting all the life lessons right on the pond. And we get a really nice retroactive line from Gordon's dad. No matter how far you go, don't forget your home.
Yeah.
Wonder if that's ever going to come up.
Yeah,
at any
probably
point in
not.
this.
Yeah.
I believe also Gordon quits that year in the canon of the story.
Yes.
Because his dad dies that year, so Gordon quits hockey.
Oh.
His dad's like, no
In-
matter how far you make it, and he's like, I will only make it a couple more weeks. I will never play again.
Wait.
In the first one, if you don't remember,
His dad died, and then he got in a DUI or whatever?
No. Well, his dad dies. You're jumping ahead like 20 years.
Okay.
His dad dies. Then
Okay.
he plays in the championship game and misses in a shooting.
Got it.
And-
That's right. Yeah.
Presumably quits hockey.
Yes.
20 years later,
Yes.
gets to do it.
But now
Got it.
now we're
Got
here,
it.
folks. We go to from that scene to seeing Gordon playing for is it the Minnesota Waves or the Minneapolis?
Oh,
Waves?
is that a novelty shirt from the? Okay, yeah. It's like
I-
you tell me, Willie.
I
You
thought
tell
maybe
me.
it was a real team.
I bought that shirt for Chris in Minnesota at
That's
the
awesome.
Bauer store. But here we go.
66 is that kind of an homage maybe to?
It might be.
Yeah.
Be. We get Gordon playing for the Waves, and he's dominating.
Yeah.
29 years old, getting his shot in the AHL, and the announcer says that he is one short step away from the NHL, which is just
They say him, they'll see him there soon.
yeah.
He's like, we'll see him in the NHL.
Like he's
soon.
dominating.
And he's like 30.
Yeah.
And he's also in that game. I hope this isn't jumping ahead too far, but he pulls off the triple deke.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
No
Doesn't-
no one's got tape on him, dude.
Doesn't look effective at all.
No.
It's not. It's like not even really he just kind of like
It's just
handles the
handling.
puck a little bit. Yeah.
Actually, we've really kind of figured out that the triple deke. There's not much deke going on. It's literally just a side to side
Yep.
stick handle.
And he hasn't played since he's 9. I guess no one would have tape on him. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess.
However, there's a lot of talk about. I mean, like people can't believe what he did 1 year prior with a Pee-wee hockey team.
Yeah.
People they're calling him the Minnesota Miracle Man.
Yeah.
For what he did as a Pee-wee coach, which is pretty great. But Gordon's dominating. He scores a goal. Then he gets pinned up against the boards, and someone comes in. And you know what? When I was a kid, I remember thinking it was the dirtiest check of all time. I'm not sure that was a penalty.
yeah, it was a pretty clean check.
It's
Shoulder
a
on
pretty
shoulder.
clean shoulder-to-shoulder check, and Gordon goes down like he was shot with a 12 gauge and grabs his knee.
That's one of the funnier scenes. He's like, oh,
Yeah. His face, the look on his face.
I never noticed
ridiculous.
that either.
Oh my God.
And dude, there's so many easy ways to show someone's knee getting hurt in a hockey game.
Yeah.
And getting hit in the shoulder isn't one of them.
It was crazy.
Yeah. So, boom, Gordon's professional career over. We then see Gordon getting off a shitty old bus, a public transportation unit.
Wearing a gas Ducks hat, by the way.
It's a Minnesota North Stars.
Is it? Okay, I thought it was a Ducks hat.
I
Maybe
thought it was
North
his
Stars hat.
classic North Stars hat because he's wearing it. when
That-
he's playing.
yeah. Maybe it was that.
But either way, he gets off. He goes straight to the pro shop, dude.
Yep.
Not to his home, not anywhere like that, but he goes back, and then we meet Jan.
Wait, who was the old guy that picked him up?
Jan.
Oh, that was Jan that picks him up in the car.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I know Jan.
Jan,
Yeah.
Willie, is not the man from the first movie.
Oh,
he's an old man who is also seemingly from somewhere in Eastern Europe, whose name is Hans. In the first
what?
Movie. And what's funny is I remember like being ready to hate this moment, and I'm like, who the fuck is Jan, dude? And then in possibly the best bit of exposition I've ever heard, in one sentence, Jan is like, Hans, that fool. What does he call him? A strudelhead?
Yeah.
He's like, he went back to the motherland for the holidays or something, so I'm left to run the shop all alone. I was like, well, that's where Hans is.
Yeah.
So
Do you think that was like a casting thing that they had to like?
Hans was
100%.
unavailable. He
They
must-
probably wrote the whole thing as it being Hans,
and then
yeah.
last minute the writer was like, I don't want to deal with this, so he just changed it H to a J and took out an S. And was like, now it's Young.
They just ADR'd just
Yeah. We were watching with our buddy. We were watching with Marty and our buddy Jesse Poon. And Poon, when Gordon gets off the bus, he goes,
good name.
"They gave him a cane." No crutches.
Yeah.
Like he's got an old timey cane coming off with a torn ACL.
And then Gordon goes and sleeps in the back room at the shop. And here's something I want to know: is Gordon broke already?
I think so.
I mean, he probably never got. Is there a?
Well, Willie, in the first one, Gordon's a high-powered attorney.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm like, you're probably making pretty decent money. Then he goes
Yeah.
and plays in the AHL, which isn't peanuts.
Yeah.
You're in the A.
Yep.
And then his career's over, and he goes, and now he's sleeping on a couch in a hockey pro shop.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just a love of the game thing. He
Yeah.
just wants to be around the equipment, smell, breathe in
Bring
the
smell back.
Has to.
Yeah.
He's still
But
locked
Charlie shows up. He's hanging around at the shop. They both apparently know about Jan's famous breakfast dish, which
Of
is
course.
like
Oh yeah, what's it called again?
something and sausage. I didn't.
Hef
There's also-
and something eggs.
There's also a very funny scene where he tries to sharpen a skate and gets like launched 6 feet to the side.
fires into the wall.
I was like, oh, I thought he was gonna like slice his neck open.
Dude, I want one thing there, Dan.
Yeah.
He goes, I can't make a living as a Pee-wee hockey coach. And I'm like this, Jack Riley does.
Jack Riley is
The Hawks coach from one is
rolling in it.
So
Absolutely.
I think maybe you can.
So we find out that Charlie's mom's remarried, Dagger. That was the love interest
Yep.
in the first one.
Oh.
Then
Please circle that because I have a point that I want to save for later, but
Got
that
you.
matters.
Got you.
Yep.
Circled.
And then Jan asks if Ducksworth, the partner at
Yep.
the firm he worked at, has reached out to him, and he goes, I'm not a lawyer, Jan, I'm a player.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Gordon, you quit hockey at 10
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then hated hockey until you, because of a drunk driving incident, had to coach a bunch of peewees, and then 1 year later you were in the AHL. We're not allowed to call you a player yet.
Yep.
I don't.
That's some insane talent.
Yes, dude.
Yes.
You take 20 years off.
Insane. But then Jan says that his sources say that Team USA does not have a coach yet for the Junior Goodwill Games. And what do you know? After one 30-second montage of Gordon sharpening skates, Don Tibbles of Hendricks Hockey shows up.
Yep.
He says the job offer's there if he wants him. What he did with the Ducks was a miracle. And boom.
And the tournament starts in 3 days, and we do not have a coach.
Yeah.
So this is not good.
They're bringing him in. And
Feels like the stars really aligned. there.
CP brought up a great
If you
point.
hadn't been hurt, oh my God.
The timeline's real fucked up in this movie. It's like the middle of summer, but apparently the AHL season's in full swing. Now,
yeah.
like the Junior Goodwill
Okay,
games are happening.
this is what I wanted to say, dude. He's playing hockey in the middle of an AHL season that's certainly deep enough that he's dominating,
Yeah.
right? And then it cuts to like Minnesota and it's raining, and I was already kind of like, wouldn't it be snowing in Minnesota in like the middle of winter?
Yeah.
But then they're like, it's summer. The Junior Goodwill games take place in summer. They even say that later. They're like, it's LA in summertime. And the Hawks kids are like, the Ducks beat us last year. So it's not like this has been years. Like literally,
It feels like it's possibly been like 6 months at
literally in March, the Ducks beat the Hawks. And now it's midsummer, but Gordon Bombay has played half an AHL season, come home. Charlie's mom is married. She met a guy and married him in 2 months. And I'm
Hans left.
like, Hans is gone.
Hans is gone. I'm like, and for what holiday? Like, it wasn't Christmas. He was there.
4th of July. 4th of July is huge in Eastern Europe. Dude, I was literally like, what month is this, dude? Like, that was fucking nonsense.
I almost respect their lack of commitment to the timeline.
It's
Yeah.
like real confusing stuff. But we get one of the great Mighty Ducks movies montage of Gordon shows up with the duck call, gets
Yeah.
Charlie rallies all of the team together.
Oh yeah, there's an all-time one where he's like does it when he's about to kiss the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a note on that,
Yeah.
Willie.
This close.
He goes and gets Jesse, who's a bucket. Like,
Yeah.
Jesse's just good at hockey.
Yeah.
Then Jesse continues to rollerblade around in the summer wearing his hockey pants.
Yep.
Which, by the way, looking back, those were purple Ducks pants. That was a bad move by the costume designer.
Ooh.
Can't have him in those yet.
Yep.
Then Guy is about to kiss Connie, and I have to just stop and point out Guy is a all-time wheel.
Yeah, dude.
That kid, what Guy Germain is wearing in that scene with the 2 rings on his finger, like,
Oh,
he
yeah,
would look
yeah.
cool right now in 2024.
I can't picture it right now. I gotta go.
Oh,
watch
dude,
it.
I'll send you a picture. Like,
Okay.
The kid looks unbelievable, and he's about to back this chick. Unbelievable. Then they get Goldberg, who was apparently about to move back to Philly, but his family owns a deli in the middle of Minnesota.
Got it.
Feels like a crazy
establishment,
move.
dude.
Yeah.
We get the moment with the Hawks players who are pissed off.
Fulton,
Fulton Reed bundles them. The team is back together. Great stuff. I will point out, you would definitely won't remember this, a lot of Ducks noticeably missing.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Jesse's brother Terry is not there. Carp not there. Peter not there. Timmy and Tammy.
Yep.
Tommy and Tammy not there. So we've culled the herd a bit.
It was interesting that there was no mention, and not that I need much explanation in this movie, but there was no mention of why Team USA is almost entirely the Ducks.
Is there a reason?
No. Like, I just thought they might have been like,
Yeah.
you guys were so insane last year, and your chemistry's so good. We thought it might make sense. You know, like
Yeah.
a
They
throwaway
want Gordon
line.
because he's a miracle worker, so he gets to bring.
So he
His
kind
team.
of,
He
he's
comes
like,
with his
he's
team.
he's big enough. He gets
Actually,
his baggage.
he comes with his package. He comes with his package. That's
But-
good.
So then we get Don Tibbles.
Yep.
Who gives
Yep.
Gordon a fat daddy contract with Hendricks Hockey. Unbelievable. And then we see kind of what you were talking about in the news, in a newspaper, that there will be some new Ducks joining the flock. And then we get a great montage. First, we see Luis Mendoza of Miami, Florida.
Yep.
Classic hockey town in the mid-90s.
North Miami.
Yep.
Luis Mendoza flying around on the ice. One problem, the kid can't stop. And yet he is one of the best in the country to represent Team USC in the Junior Goodwill Games. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Inexcusable in terms of the oversight, in terms of his training and preparation. I don't even understand how you make it one shift. It makes no sense.
It's
Dude,
insane.
Willie, I've said
Disney movie or not, this is one of the moments for me where I'm like, you got to be kidding me, dude. Like,
Maybe he's bad at stopping?
There's so many things that we could have done. Like, maybe he can't. Maybe he, like,
turn left.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe
he
even
can't.
that, like, he has, like, yeah.
That would be better.
There's no
And Willie,
workaround
there's
for not
no
being-
backhand.
This is deep in hockey, but like most people, do you ski at all?
It's snowboard.
Like most people can, when you're learning to skate, can stop one way.
Yeah.
Like you can stop this way, you can't stop that way. And like a lot of camps is like,
I still can just stop one way.
yeah, there you go, dude. So it would have been sick to be like, oh, Luis can't stop this way.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you still get your like, he stops that way.
Yeah.
Oh, put it in. But dude, I've said many times, Luis Mendoza being on Team USA, this is essentially the Olympics, dude. Like this is like the World Juniors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Luis Mendoza not being able to stop and being on Team USA is the most unrealistic thing in a sports movie, including movies where a golden retriever is playing. That is more realistic to me than him making Team USA.
Dude, Air Bud is literally a more realistic plot point than Luis Mendoza being on this team.
Yeah, like you go to
Yeah, it's
you don't-
insane.
dude. You can't stop.
Absolutely insane.
I also can't get over, and hopefully this isn't jumping ahead, but I feel like it wouldn't come up in any other context, but the can thing
Oh,
that
dude.
they end up training him to stop looks like such a bitch to set up.
Really, like, think about the time it would take. And it's
You
not
could use
serving any
it's just a
different
wall,
purpose.
but it's a V, I guess.
Put
I don't-
anything there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what, what person involved in this. Like, the director was like, you know, it looks sick. And it doesn't even look cool.
It doesn't look
It's
cool.
not like it explodes or anything.
What
It's
my
just
favorite
like-
part about that
would
is
take
Jan,
hours to set
Jan
up.
like rolls his eyes at one point. He's like, I have to set that up again. And my favorite part is there is a PA who actually had to set that up again. Like Jan that just went to do his waiting
that
for the
PA's
next.
watching the actor rolling his eyes, and he's like, I have to do that.
Or he read the script, he's like, what the fuck is that? I gotta
what are
set
we
up
doing?
50 cans on top of another.
It's fucking unbelievable. So then we meet Dwayne Robinson.
Yep.
Austin, Texas, apparently
Yeah.
the best hands Don Tibbles has ever seen, including NHL players. That's what he says to Gordon. Then we meet Julie the Cat Gaffney from Bangor, Maine. Shout out, Maine.
Shout out, Maine.
Shout out, Maine.
Shout out, Bangor.
We're just going to not talk about the fact that we're not playing co-ed hockey in World Juniors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one you gotta overlook just for the sake of, like, they were definitely just like, this would be cool for like a little girl to watch.
Yeah. And
You
like,
know? So
Connie,
I'm going to give them that one.
Me
In
too.
the context of everything else,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Connie and Tammy were already on the team in movie 1.
Yeah.
We couldn't get Tammy back, but Connie came back. So
Not
we
like
gotta have her.
not like the goalie got any playing time.
Dude, seriously, it's a tragedy.
Then we meet Kenny Wu,
Yep.
who is a figure skating champion.
They always have.
They love a figure skater in the Ducks movies. And then we get Dean Portman, who's literally wearing a Walkman and cut off sleeves at the practice and beating up his own team members.
Yep. That guy's ultimate badass.
So just like really beautiful stuff. We've got a scrimmage to start
Yeah.
with all the new players. And this scrimmage is full on mayhem.
Of which there are 4, by the way. Like there are 4 new players.
Yeah.
So Bombay's like and Julie, she's in goal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bombay's
yeah,
like
yeah,
this
yeah.
scrimmage, and I'm like this. Well, they have 4 people.
They don't have numbers.
And there's like 7 Ducks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. There's like I feel like half the team like I couldn't really put my finger on. Like they could have swapped them
Yeah,
out mid
definitely.
movie, and I wouldn't
And
have noticed.
we know with the little amount of people they had, there must have been different jersey wearings at moments. Like
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
But in the scrimmage, we've got full on mayhem.
Yep.
There's literally a point where Fulton shoots and Gordon screams, "Look out," which is just really hilarious. Fulton's shot is that crazy that it's like dangerous to everyone on the ice. Tibbles gets a concussion,
Conked.
Yeah.
taking the Fulton shot off the post.
That's that's right. The Ducks.
We meet
Remember,
Michelle.
she goes duck.
Yeah.
And he goes, that's right, the Ducks. Yeah,
Great line.
That's pretty clean, actually.
Yeah.
Really great line. We meet Michelle McKay, the team tutor. The kids try to butter her up to not go to school, but no, we're not getting
Doesn't
away with
fly.
Say something about that.
Yeah.
One's kind of harsh. One I stand by. She is like, you're gonna miss so much schooling, and these tournaments, Willie, are like 6 days, like.
It's also still the summer.
And my second point, it is the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
They are missing no school.
Yes.
They wouldn't have been in school. Why are you doing this to them?
Truly insane.
What?
Truly insane.
It's also like such a minor, like they have like one kind of school scene later, but
Dude, and
the schooling, I guess it's just
we'll
to have
get to that.
her
Oh, yeah.
there.
But in a moment where Gordon and Don Tibbles, God, I love that name, are trying to convince Michelle McKay that these are good kids, Jesse, Fulton, and Guy literally drive the Zamboni through the glass and boards
Yep.
and crash it onto the ice, which is just one of the great throwaway scenes of pure anarchy that these kids are doing.
There's no resolution to that.
I actually liked when Jesse goes, they go, sorry, and then Jesse goes, we're okay.
Yeah, that is a good line.
I was like, that was actually a good
That's
line.
funny.
Yeah.
So we have this big scrimmage scene where it looks like these kids are fighting.
Yep.
And then immediately we get a montage of this group of guys skating together to a song literally called Work Together.
Yep.
And they start doing a like 4-square
Yeah.
under the tutelage of Dwayne Robinson. And then boom, 1 minute later, team's good.
We are best
Yep.
friends.
Like chemistry out the ass. To your point, Willie, we then get a shot of a nice classroom in the park where Fulton gets dummied by Michelle McKay and the rest of the team when he asks if America always dominated
Oh, yeah.
the ancient Greek games, which is felt like such an unnecessary Fulton's a moron moment.
Yeah.
It's only crazy because it goes, I actually get the point of it, but he goes, she's like, oh, that wasn't a country yet. And then like you see a hand come in, they go, it's okay. Dude, like, I didn't have to kill him like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely brutal. But then we head to the games. We get our first game against classic hockey titan Trinidad and Tobago.
Dude, there's like a cutaway in that game to like their fan section that feels like racist.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
And I don't know anything about their culture, so maybe it's accurate, but they're all just wearing like crazy colors and like,
They have
Really?
drums, dude.
yeah, they're
they
like,
have steel
dun, dun,
drums.
dun, dun. That's crazy,
There's
right?
a group of people with steel drums.
Yep.
And you know what? If I'm being honest, if Trinidad and Tobago had a hockey team, I wouldn't be shocked if the fan section had steel drums because that would be gas.
That would be cool.
But it just did feel like a wild choice of the first team that we see
Yeah.
playing against USA in the World Junior hockey game.
Sick jerseys though. One of those tie-dye.
Some of the coolest,
I
very,
wonder if you can
very,
buy those.
very popular beer league jerseys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of teams get the Trinidad and Tobago jerseys for beer league and think they're being really unique and creative.
But they are sick, though.
You're not, but they are sick. They're undoubtedly sick. In this game, we get our first glimpse of Russ Tyler, as
Yep.
you pointed out.
Yep.
Keenan Thompson.
That shocks me.
Yeah,
get a text from
was,
Willie.
Was that fun for you?
Yeah, it was very fun.
We get a text from him because I know he's watching it live, and the text just reads, because I didn't even know you had started or whatever. Like I wasn't aware you were in yet, and I just get a text that says, "Is that Keenan Thompson?" And I was like, "Oh yeah."
he looks the same.
Yeah.
Yes, he's not. He is aged like a fine wine.
I mean, 30, 40 years later, he looks identical.
What's great is we've got multiple decades of Kenan Thompson's career, and yes, he looks exactly the same.
It's crazy. Yeah.
It's like we've got that Kenan Thompson, we got Kenan and Kel Kenan Thompson, we got SNL Kenan Thompson,
Which is 3 decades.
three. yeah. It's and then what did I say? Did I say all that second?
No, you didn't say all
Or
that.
did I say
but
Good Burger?
You said
Kenan and
Kel.
Oh, Kenan and Kel. But yeah, like Good Burger's in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
that.
no,
All
he's
that.
Unbelievable.
he just has this like such a like unique, distinct look that like
Yep.
yeah,
It's unbelievable.
it was great. I was
So-
excited to see him.
Taking a quick break to tell you guys about our presenting sponsor, BetMGM. I don't know how many times I have to tell you about this awesome deal they got running, but you have to take advantage. Go download the BetMGM app and use promo code NETTERS. That's NETTERS when you sign up. And if you do that, you get to make a bet. I know it's not even hockey season, but you can make a bet on anything. You can wait till hockey season. You can make a bet now. There's baseball going on, whatever. $5 up to $1,500. And if you lose that bet, that money magically appears back in your account. BetMGM is going to do that for you if you use promo code NETTERS. And if you win, keep it. But if you lose, bang, there it is, right back. Take advantage of it immediately. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY for New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 for Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF for Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 for Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
All right, babes, taking a quick break to talk to you about Cash App. Without a doubt, the #1 app in the game when it comes to sending and receiving money quick and easily. All these other apps, they're such a nightmare. Their search engine is terrible. Everything's so frustrating. Cash App makes it simple and easy. And while they do that, they're also creating wealth for you with Cash App savings. When your money is in your Cash App account, you're accruing and building wealth. So it's not just sitting there pointlessly. So if you're ever going to send and receive money, whether you're splitting up a tab or going halvesies on something with your friends, you might as well do it with Cash App because Cash App is taking care of you while you take care of your finances. Make sure to get Cash App today. After this game, USA dominates. It's, great stuff. We get a press conference where Gordon's talking. He's being very humble. And in this press conference, a reporter asks him how they're going to handle the undefeated Vikings from Iceland.
Heavy favorite.
Undefeated. USA is also undefeated. They've all played one game.
Yeah.
They played exactly one game. Let's calm down. But then we get our first glimpse of one of the great sports movie villains ever in Wolf the Dentist Stanson.
Yep.
I thought you were going to say the Hendrix Bear.
There's something. Oh, well,
Dude, the Hendrix Bear.
He's gonna come up later.
Okay.
Yes, agree.
Okay.
Yes, she is.
I have something to say.
The Hendrix Bear is all time, but we get Wolf Stanson, who in the middle of a press conference says, Team USA is going down. Just like a crazy and then later we overhear him saying, what happened to freedom of speech? I thought this was America. Yeah. And she's like, fair.
Dude.
Kind of a great line.
Kind of a great line,
Yeah.
and I'm like not mad at him for that. But we get Wolf, and we're like, okay, holy shit. Find out that he played in the NHL, but only one season, and Charlie Conway informs us that he collected more teeth than points.
They call him the dentist.
So they call him the dentist.
And he got kicked out of the league for punching out his own coach.
Yeah.
So this
Didn't
guy...
Archie Griffin do that?
Yeah,
Or
dude,
no, it was the Ohio State coach punched a player.
Oh, yes.
That's what I'm thinking of.
That's right.
Yeah. Sorry, I got carried
So
away.
all-time stuff with Wolf.
Yeah.
And then we move on, and we see that Gordon gets his new digs in Malibu.
Yeah, I flagged that. Where the fuck is all this money in Pee Wee hockey?
Dude,
in
Hendrix.
Hendrix hockey, apparently. Like, I don't think Bauer could afford to float. I mean, the way that this junior Goodwill coach is getting floated, like, I think even Bauer or CCM would be like, that's just too much money. What are we doing?
Crazy.
I'll
Yeah.
say again, though, usually these tournaments are like 6 days. So, like, I could see them being like, we rented a place for a week. But, and I know they aim at this, but Gordon's like, shouldn't I be close to the team? And then he's like, there's so many of those jokes, like, I'm not going to sign with Hendrix. Oh, where's the pen? Like, I can't live here. Oh, I don't need to be that close.
Yeah.
I don't need to be with them all the time.
Yeah, but dude, imagine making that rip from Malibu to the USC dorms.
That's where it was, right? Yeah.
And like, for the non-LA listeners, sorry, but that is an unpleasant.
Yeah, it's like an
drive
hour.
every day.
Every
right?
day. Brutal. Like, you would probably be like, what about Beverly Hills? It's right there.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's
my
not that
God.
bad. So we then see the kids in the dorms. We get a classic shaving cream in the hand prank on Dwayne Robinson.
Yep.
We also get Dean and Fulton being best friends immediately.
Yep.
And they chug a glass of milk, literally chug it, and then go, little music to fall asleep to, and then they hit some rock music,
Awesome.
which then cuts back 30 seconds later, and they're playing air guitar with their hockey sticks.
Yeah.
If that isn't the most ideal, you're 14 years old hanging with your buddy, you're in these dorm rooms playing, like that was pure.
I was gonna say that's one of the most realistic scenes in the
Yes.
movie.
Yeah. I actually I enjoyed it too.
Oh, it's
it was like,
fantastic.
it took me back. Yeah.
Absolutely hanging with your boys, vibes very high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get our next game, we're playing Team Italy, another classic hockey powerhouse.
Yeah.
I would like some explanation on why they picked those teams. I'll never get it. But I'm like,
Because it gets worse. Like
I
I
know.
jotted down something later.
Yeah, I
and
know.
There's something that I'm like,
It's
what
insane.
is going
Yep.
on here? So playing Team Italy, we see Gordon. He's a little cocky. He's like, we're gonna win, but he's still keeping himself humble. But we can see that something's changing in him a little bit. And then he runs into Maria, the Iceland team trainer.
Oh yeah.
literally runs into her. Yeah.
Yes,
Batty.
literally runs into her.
Batty, dude.
She's hot.
Batty.
Yeah, I like.
Here's the thing. She is hot.
I'll just say it.
Yeah.
And as Gordon's wheeling,
Yeah.
Wolf comes in and interrupts. And again, Wolf is such a good bad guy.
He is.
Like Gordon's trying to make jokes and Wolf's not having any of it. And he's like, come on, man, hockey's supposed to be fun. And he's like, or he interrupts him and he's like, supposed to be fun? Yeah, trust me, when we beat the shit out of you, we'll have fun. And I'm like, dude, this guy.
Here's what I'll say about Wolf though, is like, I feel like they should have had like a couple kids that were like always with him that were also mean, tough guys. Because to me, it was just kind of like pathetic.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he's just like that old and cares that much.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't seem like his team really gave nearly as much of a
right.
shit.
And it'd be one thing if he was coaching like pro, certainly, but like a college team or whatever. But like these are like young. These are 10-year-old children.
Like, I think the only way you make that like more like intimidating is if you have like two kids that are like his like henchmen
Yeah,
that
yeah.
are also like bad guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I didn't even really hate the players. I just hated
kind
him.
of does that. Like Riley always has like his hawk.
Oh,
goon.
yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I like that take, dude.
Even after getting rattled by Wolf, Gordon goes out, USA, very confident 6-0 win over Italy.
Yep.
They're buzzing. Goldberg's talking shit to one of the Italians, borderline racist.
Yep.
Yeah, what does he say?
He's like, eat too many meatballs before the game. And,
I don't even think I clocked that.
and then he's like, how do you say in Italiano, wussy? And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Dude, that's the second time. By the way, Rusty, after the first one, he goes, dude, someone calls someone else in Ducks 1 wuss breath. And Rusty was like, dude, wuss breath is way too close to puss breath. I don't know what wuss breath is. So, like, that's crazy. And then in this one, Goldberg's like, what's the beginning of that line? Whatever.
He says, like, how do you say
say
in
Italiano
Italiano?
for wussy.
Wussy.
And I'm like, they are really flirting with, like, I'm trying to call someone
Well,
pussy in these movies, but I'm going to use the
All right, there's a line I have to. This is out of
Please.
context, but I got to get this. In.
Please.
There is a line where Bombay says, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
Says, I wanted to quote, I wanted to cream that jerk that busted my knee in the minors.
Yeah.
He's a cream jerk busted in minors in the same sentence. It's the only other movie since the fucking R. Kelly doc to say those four. I mean, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's not an accident, dude.
Like that
that's not-
feels like they snuck one in there.
Yeah. I mean,
That
like,
is
dude,
fucking good, dude.
including the minors is just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, ending on minors
yeah,
is crazy.
Holy
That
shit.
is good. That is really good.
So after the beatdown of Italy, we get a classic LA scene, like a lot of
What a
montage
party.
stuff. Gordon is doing a photo shoot with a bunch of Hendrix models because, of course, a hockey company has a bunch of models. He's then introduced to Cam Neely, Chris Chelios, and Luke Robitaille casually at this party in Malibu.
Those are sick.
I might not have clocked all those.
Those are
love to
sick
see
polls
it.
for the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love to see it. Then he's talking to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and I really like how with Kareem he mentions, why don't we make an Air Bombay shoe for all the kids who want to be coaches?
Yeah.
I like that Kareem is like, you think there's a lot of kids that want to be coaches? Why are we talking about an air shoe to Kareem?
That's what I was wondering. I was like, is that... I thought that was Kareem, and then he said that, and I was like...
Is this another Hans Jan situation where
It was
they
supposed
wanted
to be
Jordan
MJ?
and didn't get him, and then they forgot to change the shoe line?
Great
I like that
call,
take,
Dan.
because I immediately flagged that, too. I was like, what the hell? Like,
Air
what,
Bombay.
Like,
loafer.
it's
what
just
air
feels-
anything has nothing to do with...
Dude, my favorite part, this is a skip, but it's relevant. That should have been just like a funny montage line. He pitched an Air Bombay
Yeah.
loafer to Kareem.
Yeah.
The scene, like a scene or two later, when Julie walks into his office to ask to play, which we'll discuss.
Oh,
in a second.
I've written this down.
Okay, yeah,
So
okay.
we'll wait for that. You get so horny, dude.
It's about this exact thing.
Yeah, I know, but it's so funny later because it's so absurd.
Okay.
So in this scene, great stuff, fun stuff. Then we see the kids popping around Rodeo Drive. They try to get into some stores. Doesn't work because they look like a bunch of ragtag kids.
Crazy like depiction of LA. Like they lean into like they lean on a car and it's like and then like they can't get into a building because they're kids.
Yeah.
Like what?
Because we don't allow kids to come into stores on Rodeo Drive.
The robotic step away from the vehicle really got me. Like the Rodeo Drive thing, is also preposterous. But I'm like, whatever. Like maybe they're just being like, don't come in here. The door's locked. But dude, what? The cars don't do that now.
Yeah, they were it
94.
was like, this is an alarm warning for.
So then they
get recognized.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. So they try to get to another store.
Yeah.
And Goldberg gets them in by saying that he is the nephew of Aaron Spelling.
Yeah.
Had to Google.
Yeah.
I didn't. Who the fuck is Aaron Spelling?
Oh,
Dude, Tori Spelling's dad.
And is Tori Spelling on Beverly Hills 90210?
Yes.
apparently Aaron Spelling is a legendary like filmmaker and actor, but like old ass guy.
So
Dead probably, right?
they then get into the store.
I won't speak ill.
Here's my question for you
Sorry,
guys.
Aaron.
Why in God's name are these kids so obsessed with getting into department stores?
Yeah, and they want to buy a shirt. He said, he said, Goldberg says, I got him my mom a shirt. I'm at Beverly Hills.
But that's part of the lie.
Died in 2006.
Died in 2006.
Because like when he says, all right, so this is what confused me.
Yeah, because they don't actually want a shirt then. You're right.
Right? And I was also confused now knowing that Tori Spelling is the daughter. Why does the person say, I'm going to get something for your mom?
Well, because he says Uncle Aaron.
Yeah, but that wouldn't.
So he's like,
Uncle
And then
would
I think
be his mom's brother.
But then I think he went in and said, I want something for my mom.
yeah, he just wants
was
something for
just
his
pulling
mom
the
who's,
clout.
Like, related to Tori.
Yeah.
Who's related
But that then we enter one of the most bizarre scenes in the movie.
We get a bunch of Beverly Hills fashion store models modeling for these 14-year-olds.
And the camera shot, it's like the music's like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're showing like their legs and
Yeah, yeah.
stuff.
One of them winks at them, the kids.
Yeah, and they're cutting back to like 11-year-old. Yeah, I mean,
And
that's
they after they do this full fashion show, Goldberg says his mom's looking for a bikini, and then
which
they
is
get kicked
which
out
is
for being
gas.
great line,
line.
Yeah.
but also crazy line.
Really, will never get mad at Goldberg for taking a shot. I love how the woman at this store is so appalled. And I'm like, what you just did was already insane.
Do most Beverly
Yep.
Hills? I don't really go into those shops.
Do they have models on retainer to model their
Do
clothing
they
for people?
have 3
No.
models on?
I think only for little
and
kids. that come
orange
in.
juice on ice.
Yeah, that was
OJ.
That was.
on
I was
ice.
wondering because she's like she'll grab drinks for her. I was like, what are they gonna be? And then I was like, perfect.
What's
Yeah.
funny is I've known some places, especially with wedding dress shopping, they'll bring you champagne.
Yeah.
So maybe that
Perhaps
was like
there is orange juice for the Mimo. Then maybe you wanted a Mimo, but the
Yeah.
kids just get the OJ.
There we go.
It
Okay.
might
All right.
be. So
We'll give them that one.
Yeah.
really,
they don't get
weird
much.
stuff. But another Ducks movie where adults are being very creepy with kids.
Is that happening in the first one too?
that exact scene does not happen. There are creepy moments for sure. So our next scene, CP, we get Julie coming in to talk to Gordon about playing time, and the scene does begin with Gordon on the phone with someone again talking about the air bomb.
Oh, I don't know if I clocked that either.
And he's like, "It's a shoe. It's not a street. It's a no." He goes, "It's not a skate. It's a street shoe."
Yeah.
Like he's like really digging in, and then there's a pause, and he goes, "If you want a pump, we can put a pump on it. If
Yeah.
you want a pump, we'll put a pump on it." And I'm
I can't believe
I love it.
again writers. Maybe it was Emilio who really, but like doubling down on the air Bombay joke.
Yeah, crazy.
Stunning stuff that we needed more air Bombay.
But if MJ was in it, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agree.
right.
Yeah.
Agree. So then Julie comes in. She asks about playing time. She's like, "Dude, I left my team. I want a shot here."
Yep.
And Gordon's like, "You'll
Super
get your
fair request, by the way.
shot." Yes, because
Yeah.
she is objectively better than Gordon.
Yeah.
Well, that's. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil one of my.
Okay, save it.
But-
But I will say this then. Super fair request by her saying I want to play. Unfair request by her saying I left my team in Maine because again it is July.
Yeah.
And they are not playing. So you have
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
that is fair.
then we
also, you're in LA and
Yeah.
you're like, I wish I was still in Bangor, Maine.
Yeah, like-
Give me a
I
break.
think you're doing okay. You're also on Team USA. Just being on the team is good for your career.
Yes.
Like, she said she
Although if I was behind Goldberg, I'd be getting pissed.
Yeah, I think I would be more just like out of pure logic. I'd be like, what's happening?
Yeah.
This guy is awful.
Yep.
So we then see Dean and Fulton missing curfew,
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
and they find Gordon eating ice cream with the enemy. Eaten with Maria, the Iceland trainer. Brutal stuff. The next day, we're at our game against Iceland. We're going to cruise through this game because it's an absolute.
Can I say one funny thing about the
Absolutely.
Maria? Or I guess 2 really. Or is that seen in any of your awards later? I don't want to
No.
bring it up.
Not.
Okay, that scene I actually. This is a commonly joked about scene, eating ice cream with the enemy for fans of these movies growing up. And it's like the kids rag on him and everyone's like, it's insane that they rag on him for that. I actually don't think he should have been having ice cream with the Iceland trainer the night before they were playing Iceland. And like, I know she's hot and cool, but like, get her digits, dude.
I agree. Here's my thing though. His response, disaster management, when he gets confronted with the issue, is really all he has to say is like, dude, I was getting intel about the team.
Yeah.
He's
And then
nice.
instantly they're like, oh, and then he's the hero.
Nice.
Easy
dude.
deflect.
As long as you spin as that, you're fine.
You know what's funny for me is I genuinely have no problem with it.
Okay.
It because she's a trainer,
Yeah.
not a coach.
Yep.
And I hear it, but part of me is like, if I found out that the coach of Team USA was getting frisky with an Icelandic trainer, I'd be
Yeah.
like,
I just more thought that
good-
there's
good
like
job,
a day
dude.
off.
Yeah.
There's a day off mixed in there probably though, instead
yeah,
of the
but
night
dude,
before the game.
they're getting ice cream.
Yeah.
They're
They're
not
not getting
boozing.
Yeah, if they were boozing, that'd be
Different
hysterical.
story.
Yeah, if they
Different
were
story.
boozing at the bar, I'd be like, all right,
That
that's
would be
kinda
cr-
tough.
that
I
would
also
be
like
great.
how she goes.
It's also probably 7:30 p.m. Like, it's not a big
Yeah.
deal at
she
all.
goes, I thought, the landscape would be like Minnesota, where you're from. And he goes, how do you know I'm from Minnesota? And I'm like,
Yeah.
your nickname is the Minnesota Miracle.
Also, that scene, I'm sure,
Yeah, that's
is
hysterical.
how millions of people from the United States learned that Iceland is green and green.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
covered.
Yeah, I was wondering because I feel like that's just like a cliche thing. I was like,
Yeah.
is that where that came from?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like truly that is like a formative moment in geography for a lot of
Yep.
people.
Yeah.
It's remarkable stuff. So that happens. We get to the Iceland game. Dean gets tossed 3 seconds into the game. He's clearly pissed off about that.
Yep.
Iceland comes out and just body bags us. Also, first time we really see the team, they are easily 25 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
Every single one of these
100%.
actors, I'm like, what is going on? We get Russ Tyler in the stands talking shit
Yep.
again, really seeding in there that he feels like he can compete here.
Yep.
Gordon says they're in trouble, and then he asks what Kenny Wu can do. And Kenny Wu says he's going to do some triple axel thing. He says he's going to do a figure skating routine.
Yeah.
Just like,
And he's like, great, get out there.
does
Show it to
not
me, son.
go well at all. So we also have Gordon shows up at this game. He's got a suit on, his slicked back hair.
Yeah.
Like he is now full.
He's
Wolf.
Yeah, he's Wolf. He's
Like
Wolf.
he is lost. He's lost in the sauce.
Oh, is that intentional? Where he's like
Yeah.
trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
look like the guy?
I don't
like-
think.
And that's why they're always like ragging on him for his hair all of a sudden.
yeah, like he says.
I guess I didn't think it looked that different.
agreed.
Is that a crazy? Like, I was like, I feel like he's had this hair.
It's not as slicked back. Like that's the worst, but it is not that far off at all times.
Okay.
I'll give you that. He's got. Pretty
I like don't
straight
think I
hair.
really picked up on. Yeah, it was like
It's really
yeah.
just like it's moved from like right here to here.
Yeah.
Got it.
Which is it. But like he's got the suit on. You know?
Yeah.
So like he's looking like an asshole, and he's completely lost himself. He's like, you guys blow this game. We're one loss away from elimination. The team doesn't like it at all. Like it's just brutal stuff. Then Julie gets tossed.
Yep.
But I do want to say this: those Iceland boys,
Dude,
way too horny mid game.
I flagged that too.
Way
Dan.
too horny mid game.
Agreed.
Like they come over and
Ma-
they're like, "Oh, like don't break a nail." And
Yeah.
she's like, "I'm sorry, boys. Could you help me with my pads?" And they literally go like this.
Yeah,
Like they're like so thirsty.
But another like, who's writing these movies where like kids are getting horny? Like that's the second scene where kids are getting horny.
yeah. Like two guys. What? Two.
Yeah.
2-on-1. These two guys are like, I really want to help this.
I have a legitimate question.
Also, how do yeah?
No, go.
Well, how do you let Goldberg give? I mean, this is going to be a recurring theme in my complaints, but guy gives up 12 goals.
Yeah, it's not good,
You
dude.
pull him after. I mean, on the high end, like 5.
Yes, correct.
Or like
Tough.
there's no way.
Tough stuff.
It's a nightmare.
But-
Just bad coaching.
The legitimate question I have about this scene is at the very beginning of that game, who's taking the face of Averman and Gunnar, I think. Gunnar Stahl says something in Icelandic to Averman, and Averman goes, "What does that mean?" And Gunnar goes, "You'll find out." And then I'm pretty sure we never do.
it means you'll find out.
Oh, so he just
He's being-
walked to the center of his face up and said, "You'll find out."
Yeah.
Oh.
What is that? Is that like a chirp that's just so over my head that
It's
I don't?
classic mind games, dude.
You'll-
Also, if you think that I'm being serious and that I know what that means in Icelandic, I'm just saying.
But
if
that could be
we
the
should,
answer.
like,
If we never
Shazam
find out,
it.
he might literally just say, "You'll find out."
That would be a funny kind
That'd
of
be hilarious.
Easter egg, man.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm like, I was like, oh, I've never noticed this.
Don't you think he probably says like, we're gonna beat the shit out of you, and he's like, you will, like that's what he means by you'll find out.
Yeah, I just felt like in a movie like this, they might have closed that loop.
Oh.
For the uninformed.
See, I disagree. I felt it was appropriately ominous. Like I was like, oh, we are about to find out.
Okay, I like
I think
that.
it's like something along the lines of like, you're about to get shit pumped.
I will say though, the dentist's big speech at the end in English.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
And I don't know if that happens. I couldn't remember, but there's some inconsistencies there.
Yeah,
with Icelandic and
Yeah,
English.
who knows? But to end that game, we've got, Julie gets tossed for that. Fulton gets a shot at the point. We see the worst block attempt of all time. By
Yeah, yeah. He goes fucking
Yep.
the goalie saves it, puck mark in his hand after the announcer says he's going to have the print of a puck in his hand.
Yep.
Team loses 12-1. We get one Adam Banks goal, and then a psychopath literally cuts his arm in half. 2 minutes.
Yep.
Yep.
Julie gets tossed.
Yep.
Really,
intent to injure.
really
And the
tough
ref
stuff.
to Julie goes, that was intent to injure. And I'm like, what do you think that was when he broke Banks' wrist?
Yeah, just crazy. So
Ridiculous.
Not
after
intent.
the loss,
It was unintentional.
Gordon goes full Herb Brooks. Herb
Yeah.
Brooks keeps the team on the ice to skate more. He's
Love
going
that.
nuts with practices. And then Michelle calls one of the practices because the kids need to rest. Kind of the first moment where Gordon gets some sense knocked.
Yep.
She is pulling the Hans
Yeah.
of last movie.
I was dying again here because I was like, they've been here 6 days. They're not that tired.
Yeah. And it's because they're too tired in school, which is also, I mean,
which they shouldn't be.
they shouldn't be in school.
But then, guys, we get Russ Tyler coming to their team practice because they're like, we need to like stretch and do some lawn work, which is what they're doing.
Yep.
Russ challenges them to a game, and they go to an LA roller rink and get schooled in real hockey.
Schoolyard puck.
Again, this is
Some
one,
LA schoolyard
one
puck.
of the moments where I am just truly blown away by these movies. That they
Yep.
go, who's really going to teach these kids who are predominantly from Minnesota how to play real hockey is playing roller hockey in South Central Los Angeles.
Dude, it was sick.
I
They
kinda
needed to
love
get
it.
back to their roots.
I kind of love it.
But we
Play
meet
for real
Russ,
pride.
Russ's brother, who is the Mr. Miyagi of this movie.
Yeah.
Everything he's doing is about teaching these kids how
Yeah.
to be tougher and
Yeah.
play real hockey, which is like just remarkable. We get a great little scene of them, doing that. Then we get Gordon's reckoning.
Well, I just want to say the knuckle puck is actually like an awesome invention from the movie
Yeah.
writers.
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing
Yeah.
that people ever said in hockey. And I was
That's
like,
right.
I was
Also,
like, oh, that's cool.
The camera angles of it, like
Yeah,
they just like
yeah.
dangled the puck in front of a camera and then went like this is awesome.
It's funny. You're right. We do get the knuckle puck in that scene. I actually really loved in that. Fulton goes up to Russ and Russ says, it's hard to be accurate, but it drives goalies crazy. And I looked at Chris and I was like, I don't think he's ever shot on a goalie before.
Yeah.
He plays street hockey and he's shooting into a barrel.
Yeah. How would he know?
I don't know what goalie you faced, dude.
Yeah.
So good.
But really remarkable stuff. So then Jan comes to visit Gordon at his beautiful home.
breaks into the mansion.
Yep.
Basically tells him to get a grip. The USA people, they wanted Gordon because Gordon could teach them to fly, not because he was some hard ass. So we get another great montage of Gordon rollerblading on the beach.
Looks like it was right out there.
Yeah,
It
did.
looks like it was right
It
up
did.
there in Venice. You're
They
absolutely
had the lifeguard tower.
I will say, epic shot there of the sun setting.
Yep.
Yes, Dan.
And Gordon just like watching with his stick on his shoulders. Like that was chills. That
Yep.
was like true chills. So then we get the next game against Germany and Gordon no-shows.
He's late.
That I don't get.
Insane move.
He's already had his
Yep.
like in the classic movie
Yep.
plot line. He's had the reckoning.
Gordon
and
learned
now
his
it's
lesson.
yeah, and then he's late. That's insanity.
Just no-shows. So then they grab Michelle McKay to be their coach. And this is one of my great, what is going on in this movie. In this game, as they're skating around, Michelle says they look tired. And she's like, we need to change places. And Averman and Charlie are like, huh? And they're then like, oh, scream, change it up. And she does. And then they change it up. And I just another one. If you care at all about the game of hockey, that is just such a fucking preposterous plot point.
Yep.
Because you're like, has one line been out the whole game?
And
like,
the,
how-
Yeah.
the kids
And
are being like
the
this.
fact that
she hasn't
they
said
didn't
change it up. So
Yeah, they're
she must
not
want us-
questioning it.
Yeah,
They know she doesn't know shit about hockey.
She really must
and when
want
she's
us
like,
out here.
we need different players.
Yeah.
They're like, what?
Dude, I like right before that when the ref's like, no coach, no game. And she goes, what are you waiting for? The ice to freeze? Let's play. And the ref goes, okay.
Yeah, it's like
So true.
That's a
See,
coach.
clearly.
I do wonder, do you feel a little bit like off the cuff, decent line.
Pretty
from
sick
Michelle.
line.
I was impressed with that line.
I was
yeah.
like, shit. Like she pressure was on, and she
You're
dropped
right.
that line.
You're
I was
right.
like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So then Gordon shows up mid game. It's like the third period.
Yeah.
It's like crunch time.
Yep.
Gordon shows up with the duck call again, gives a big speech, begs for one more chance.
Yep.
Also lays a fat kiss on Michelle's cheek.
What the hell was that?
Not the time or place.
But I couldn't even tell if it was like a romantic thing.
And was Michelle like that we've been building to this? Or is she like, what the fuck?
Yeah, whoa. And they don't. Do they ever address that again?
Yeah, not really. And I gotta say this, Gordon Bombay, also recklessly horny guy.
Dog.
Yeah.
Like in the first movie, he's banging Charlie's mom. Now in this movie,
Banging
after
their teacher.
Yeah, now he's banging their teacher. Kissing her on
And
the neck.
the other team's trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this guy.
But I think like, there's a lot of like neither of those plot lines are at all really resolved or addressed.
We do
or-
not water that at all. Dude.
Yeah, like you would think like the romance would have like a nod at the end
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
with one of them, but
No,
yeah.
Gordon is just like truly whatever woman is closest to him in this hockey setting,
Yeah.
he is gunning for, which is just really impressive stuff.
Yeah.
But they give him one more shot. You know, great stuff.
Win
And
that game. Still alive.
Yeah.
Jesse calls out the flying V.
Why do they do that every time they get the puck?
You would think it would be valuable, but we see it doesn't always work.
Only against Iceland.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, right. But they win that game. Great stuff. So this is where I would like to.
That was Germany, right?
Yeah, that's Germany. So then we see the team bonding again. We get another montage of
We
like
got to bring them
team
back together.
learning to play. Gordon says, going back to basics. We get our Luis stopping in front of a pyramid of cans.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then we get a scene where
Jan
they're-
is capable of teaching Luis something that coaches hasn't
Yes.
been able to teach him for 10 years.
Well, because no one had set up cans in a V
Just
formation.
stop. There's-
And we also get the team crawling around on the ice.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
Yeah.
was. I don't know what that's training.
That's-
But in the midst of this montage, we see that Banks has taped up his wrist and he's been hiding it from the team. Your point, presumably playing this whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
Your best player has
Yep.
just been playing with a hurt wrist. And Gordon sees it and he's like, I shouldn't have missed it. And I'm like,
Wait, is Banks the best player from the first movie?
yeah, no doubt.
So I didn't really know that he was the best player.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't really like.
He's the one
point.
goal scorer against Iceland, but that's not.
But that's I mean
yeah,
that didn't
if you're,
really.
If you're blind
point.
going into this,
I actually didn't know that until just now that
Yeah.
he was supposed to be like the best player.
so Gordon is like, I gotta bench you, and I'm a bit like,
No, you don't.
you don't. I don't.
He's been getting away with it.
He's been playing.
Yeah.
you
He'll
beat
play hard.
Germany. Like he's your best player. I don't think we need to bench this guy.
Yep.
But we bench Adam Banks. We go back to the montage. But I do gotta say, I think it's really hilarious. Gordon catches Adam taping up his wrist. Gordon sees it and he's like, all right, if you think you're okay, here you go. And he hands him a stick. And Adam tries to grab it with the other hand.
Yeah.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, and Gordon goes, the other hand. And I'm like, respect.
Banks is like,
Respect the
oh,
hustle, dude. Like, what, you didn't see which
Had to give it
one.
a shot, yeah.
Like, really had to give it a shot, but just hilarious move by Adam to do that. So after our montage, we then cut to a newspaper article. And this, I think, is one of the most preposterous moments in the movie to what you were talking about earlier. In this newspaper article, we see that USA beats Canada and Iceland gets upset by Russia. So now they're tied in the
Yeah,
standings.
'cause it's a double elimination tournament, so Iceland has to lose once.
Yeah. Well, that's also the moment earlier in the movie where they say it's like it will be a double elimination tournament. I go, okay, they're gonna lose to Iceland once and then play
Yep.
with the champ. I mean, it's the most telegraphed.
Dude, the two nations that have any sort of success in the game of hockey that are named, other than USA, Russia and Canada, are the games that happen off camera.
Crazy.
Not showing USA Canada, but showing USA Trinidad Tobago is fucking insane.
Is there like a part? It's like they want Canadians to like this too, so they don't want to alienate the team that's supposed to be the
Very interesting.
hero.
No one's pissed off in Trinidad Tobago. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, exactly. And they
They're
probably
glad to
sold
be
a million
included.
DVDs in Canada.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. They're and you know, like they're just glad to be involved, Trinidad and Tobago. So that's great.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is, like, Wolf the Dentist Stanson has a very serious Russian vibe.
Yep.
In the 90s, every other movie, Russia was the villain.
They definitely could have done Russia.
Why didn't we just do Russia?
Yeah,
Like,
agreed.
no offense, Russia, but that's your role.
And dude,
why
yeah.
we decided to make Iceland these, like, fucking bastard villains.
I mean, the guys who did Miracle on Ice decided to make Russia the bad
Yeah,
guys.
dude.
yeah,
And Dan,
like that made up
could have
story.
gone-
It worked perfect.
since Iceland, but now Russia. Since Russia would have to lose once off camera, it could have said Russia upset by Canada.
Yeah, just like
And
a
then now
separate.
you're like, oh, sick. All
Yeah.
the Canadian fans watching are like,
That's
we
huge.
beat Russia.
There
yeah,
you go.
yeah. I'd throw him a bone.
I just made Mighty Ducks another $100 million, dude. One simple rewrite.
Yeah.
So Charlie says that, hey, I've always said that I'd make a better coach than a player. I don't remember ever hearing that. But he brings in Russ Tyler to take Adam's place because Adam is now hurt and scratched.
Yep.
So Russ Tyler comes in. The knuckle puck immediately beats Russia. Amazing stuff.
Yep.
We get a glimpse of Wayne Gretzky.
Wayno.
Comes in, meets the team. Unbelievable.
Kind of random.
Yep. Extremely.
It was like they found out, like, after having filmed 3/4 of the movie, that they could get Wayne for a scene.
because they would have used him at the party before.
That's what I'm saying. There was such a logical scene to have him. Yeah.
Totally.
Like, all right, throw him in there.
and
yeah.
dude, he's Canadian. Like they were like, he's here to congratulate you. And I was like, what the fuck is he Canadian?
Yeah, he's probably pissed. You just
we
beat
just
Canada.
beat Canada, dude.
So then, guys, teams buzzing. They're beating teams.
Last practice.
Last practice.
Beach.
They go on. Don't need to work on any of the fundamentals. Don't need to game plan for Iceland. They need to kick around a beach ball on the ice.
Yep.
Truly, one of the great moments ever. They're kicking around a beach ball. Averman picks it up. They're all facing this way. Picks it up, bats it, and they all look down to see they have not noticed the entire Iceland team with their gear on standing on the ice.
In like a crazy like formation too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, when they blocked the scene, they didn't even try to make it look like a way normal people would stand. It was like a school photo.
Yeah.
And also, before we get too far, the outfit that Bombay has on in that scene, he looks like Rob Dyrdek. It's insane. I took a picture of it
The
because
backwards hat, gray sweatpants, and purple hoodie.
yeah. This fit is crazy.
Crazy fit. Ears tucked into the hat is one of the
Yeah.
most annoying things in the world.
I just like he looks like I've never seen this look out of him before.
He's a beatnik, dude.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Then, after a good motherfucking from Wolf, we get, I think, the greatest scene in the movie.
3 post game.
That game of 3-bar.
Yeah, is that a real game?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That game is electric. And it's actually looks like decent hockey at times. Like they're kind of
Yeah.
wheeling around against
Foley's
each other.
gas in that scene. The carving.
Really
Yeah.
good stuff. Wolf beats up on Gordon. He's clearly making it physical. They're going prison rules out here. He
Yep.
gets up 1-0, but then Gordon says, all right, dude, you want to play? I'll play. Starts tooling him. Gets him with what looks like the triple deke, but it's not the triple deke.
Yep.
Then he gets him.
Oh, and he
strips the
tells him
puck
that
from
too, right?
Scores again, and that's
Yeah.
when he's like, that wasn't even my triple deke. He is beaking. Gordon's feeling himself.
Yep.
He goes right by Wolf, and then Wolf comes up, slash to the knee. Now, controversy. It looks like in the game he gets hurt, he grabs his right knee.
Oh, it's the other?
Now, that is the knee that Wolf slashes.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we might have to go back and check the tape. In the rollerblading montage, where Gordon's refining his love for the game,
Yeah.
he's got a wrap on his left knee, I'm pretty sure. We got to go back and check. Before we make any accusations, we got to go back and check. But I'm pretty certain.
I mean, either way, he's fucked after he gets slashed.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
And dude, that is it's just psychotic move from Wolf
Insane.
the dentist Stanton.
yeah.
Like, what are we doing, dude?
Dude,
Relax.
somebody said I would have been that if you're one of the players, that would have been sick to watch before the injury. Like you'd have been like, holy shit, dude, our coaches are going.
Oh, yeah, I know,
going
exactly.
three-bar.
Yeah, that would have been electric.
Fired.
Well, also, like, it was respectable how Gordon was, like, rolling with the punches. Like, he
Yeah.
wasn't complaining at all.
Nope.
Which was kind of a consistent theme throughout the movie that I had a bit of an issue with, is they were getting, like, literally beat up on the ice pretty consistently, and they kept just being like, oh, they would have, like, one cutaway per game where they're like, oh, come on, ref.
Yep.
And they would just get away with everything.
Yeah.
So
truly
funny.
remarkable stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Morning of the big game.
Yep.
Adam Banks shows up. Woke up, the pain was gone.
Boom.
Good.
But we've got a roster issue. Charlie Conway, actually, they all look at Russ, and Russ immediately starts to take off his jersey.
Respect.
Like, that's a all-time team guy. He's
Yep.
like, yep, I was the last guy in. But Charlie's like, nope, Russ can have my spot. Gordon says, you'll be on the bench with me as a coach. Like, let's be honest, kind of chills.
Yep.
That was just good.
Yeah, Charlie, from what I remember, was, like, his, like, kind of right-hand man
Yeah.
in the first one, right?
And
yeah.
sucks in the first one. They call him Spazway instead of Conway because he's such a spaz out there. And he
it's
scores
like-
the penalty shot to win, but like he's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah,
Got it.
He's like not good according to
D1.
everything you would think, which is crazy. Game starts rough. Iceland gets out to a 1-0 lead after a wraparound. My God, do the creators of the Mighty Ducks love wraparound
Rusty said
goals.
that.
Like, there are wraparound goals everywhere.
Is that the one where the goalie gets tripped?
Yeah, like they say Goldberg gets a little trip.
yeah.
After a 6 save from goal, like a good kick save, like
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
good acting by whichever stand-in.
Yeah.
But wraparound goal, crazy stuff. Russ goes out there, tries the knuckle puck, but he's getting ripped up. He gets stripped. Iceland scores on a fast break. Tough stuff. Then we get a crazy slash on Adam Banks and the best delivery of all time by Gordon Bombay. Do you remember that?
I mean, I remember the slash. I'm
It
trying to
cuts to
remember
the
what he
bench
said.
and like in
Oh,
such
yeah,
a high
dude.
pitch, like it sounds like it's fast forward. Gordon Bombay is like, "Come on, ref, call something for Christ's sake! He almost took his arm off." And it's like the greatest fucking line delivery of all time. So then Dwayne gets murdered from behind after
Yeah.
being a puck hog. Iceland breakaway, 3-0. Then they try the flying V.
Blown up.
Yep.
Enter the zone, blown up, and then we get maybe the first ever 5-0
In hockey
in
history.
organized hockey history. 4-0.
Yep.
Then the Bash Bros go out there. They hit some people. We're in the second period. Kenny Wu gets out, splits the D with a triple axel.
This
Wows
is a great
everyone.
goal.
Yeah.
Fulton hits him back door, up 4-1. And after
It was
sorry.
just weird to me that just worked this time, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the last time he got
Say, like,
Yeah.
Kenny, this time,
Try
do a
this.
fake act or whatever. But he
Yeah.
was just like,
Yeah.
anyway.
and I like
And that was
they-
against Iceland too.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Iceland
it was the same
seen this
exact.
before.
Yeah. I like that he got the puck back to get the.
Me too.
When you make the move and get the goal,
Yeah.
it's always satisfying.
Pretty sweet
Yeah.
line by Fulton too.
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
He's like, pretty cool, huh?
Yeah,
Back
yeah,
door
yeah.
pass. Fucking elite.
Yep.
So then after Kenny scores, he jersey pulls the goalie and starts punching him.
Yep.
He gets tossed in. Iceland, really mean team, cheap shotting all over the place. Their goalie's getting dummied. They do nothing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
So he goes in there. Then the Bash Bros, they start hyping up Kenny. They take their helmets off on the ice, pumping up the crowd, go up and down the bench, helmet tapping all of Team Iceland. They get misconduct.
Bongoing Iceland.
So now
like
they're
that
in the
move.
box.
Me too. But I will say, Dan, it wasn't misconducts. Like, the ref keeps saying 2 minutes. Like, he's like,
But he says, the announcer says, they'll both get misconducts.
Yeah.
oh, yes. But then the ref walks up and goes, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Well, it's Pee-wee. It's all minors.
Well, dude, they, in the game against Iceland before.
But Dean gets tossed.
No, I was just doing like a play on words.
Oh, God. You're such a jerk.
Yeah.
Making cream over here. But, dude, I can't believe that people are getting tossed for shit
Also bust.
and bust.
I'm gonna bust and cream on minors.
And here, everyone's 2 minutes. I guess it's the championship game. You got to swallow the whistle a little bit.
I mean, yeah, there is an element of that. It's like respect, really swallowing the whistle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got 3 ducks in the bucks for jackassery already.
Yeah.
And
The three. Don't they say something like a?
three
it's a
Bash
three-
Bash Brothers.
It was Kenny Wu.
Kenny
Yeah.
Wu joins
Yeah.
the Bash. Then Connie Moreau goes out on the ice. And Charlie says, "Be careful, Connie, they're gunning for you." I don't know why. We've not seen Connie be a star.
There's no evidence of that.
Apparently, the Iceland team really hates women.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
they're like, yep, like what? Just watch out.
There's no evidence of that at
There's
all.
zero
Yeah.
evidence that Connie is being gunned for. But Connie goes into the boards, is digging for a puck.
Horribly.
Dwayne Robinson on the bench has enough time to see that Connie's in a bad situation, so he grabs his lasso that he has brought onto the bench.
Yep.
Goes out there and ropes this guy.
Yeah, that is one of the worst scenes in the whole movie.
Yep.
That is one of the most. Obviously, it's all ridiculous.
Yeah, but
that's where it crossed into like, oh, fuck. I was just starting to care that they won.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, what are we watching?
It's just really
I can't believe the rope was on the bench. Like,
Yeah. I mean, he's from Texas.
it's really interesting that like that it's like 2 minutes for roping.
Yeah.
Like that's like a famous moment, but I just don't think for a good thing.
No.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Dog shit.
So-
also, it's like, I feel like consistently with the girl characters, like you're saying, like, well, why do they include girls? Oh, maybe it's kind of cool. But then it's like the one girl gets out there and then she has to get like saved
Yeah, yeah,
dramatically because she can get her shit rocked.
Yeah.
And then the other girl gets immediately like
Hit on.
eyed up and hit on. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a.
Real tough stuff.
Yeah.
Tough stuff. So we get into the locker room after that nonsense. The Ducks are all fired up, but Gordon's like, "Did you enjoy that?" Well, so did they because they're about to kill us. We're still losing 4-1.
Yep.
Then we get a truly great Gordon Bombay speech. And this is the first time in my life of watching this movie that I noticed this moment. You guys remember the little throwaway line that Gordon's dad said to him in the first scene of the movie? No matter how far you get, don't forget where you come from. And then Gordon makes them all say where they're from.
Where they're from.
I was like, holy shit, dude.
I thought it was funny because I was thinking about it in the context of like the Miracle on Ice
Right.
scene. I was like, this is the opposite of
Yeah.
the point that Herb Brooks was trying to make.
Yeah.
It was like, let's all divide ourselves up by different factions.
We're
of the
not
country.
from the same place.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally. I was like,
Dude, Dean Portman goes, Dean Portman, United States of America. And Gordon's like, no.
yeah, it's
Wrong.
like, no.
Where
like,
are
where
you?
are
More
where-
specific. Where are you actually from, dude? You're ruining this bit.
It's the exact opposite.
That is fucking hilarious. I've never even clocked. I was obviously like, this is the miracle scene, but like I never actually figured out that it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, is that on purpose, you think?
Well, I think it's
don't-
because of the dad line, 100%, which I never thought about either.
Yeah.
But that is killing me, dude. I'm like, no, you're.
I like couldn't believe it. I was like, wait, yeah. I thought maybe it was gonna go that way at the end, and I don't know,
Yeah.
it was gonna be like a homage.
It's like Miracle came out almost 10 years later, and they're like, do everything opposite. Of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess Miracle was after.
Well, yeah, much
Yeah.
movie.
Well, but the
Yeah, not the actual thing.
but did that speech happen in real life too?
Well, we don't know that it was the.
they've said that? They've said that.
Yeah, but like there's no like tape of that speech like that.
But
we
do you
know.
think they maybe knew about that? Was that like
Yes,
a documented
yes. I
thing?
think
I,
I think there's
after everything we've seen and talked about in these
They
Ducks
did
movies, there was
research.
no fucking chance the research was done by the producers and writers of this movie about what happened in that game.
True.
No fucking.
I'll give you
chance.
that. I'll give you that.
So after the speech, great stuff. Jan comes out and he's like, "It's time for Ducks to fly under a new banner."
Yep.
He gives out the jerseys, and we pointed out the jerseys, gloves, pants,
Yeah,
helmet,
yeah.
everything.
He's already informed the scoreboard operator.
Yep.
The fans know they'll chant.
yeah.
It's insane.
They
yeah.
start chanting, we will quack you."
Yeah.
But I love, we just get the announcers go like this. We've just gotten word that there is no rule for changing uniforms mid-game. I really love that. Of all of the things that we could question in this movie,
Yeah, they were like, we gotta throw in.
have to
The
make
audience,
sure
the audience will riot.
no
They don't
one's going to
announce-
ask questions about this. Really stuff.
Yeah, after like 2 minutes earlier, I got lassoed on the ice. I got a 2-minute minor.
Yeah. So game goes on. Connie gets. Actually, you know what I want to point out quickly? Charlie early in the movie. I forgot to mention this earlier. When they get their Hendricks Hockey USA jerseys,
Yep.
Charlie goes like this: "We're Ducks. This is Hendricks all over it." And he then even suggests that they change their name to the USA Ducks or at least use their own colors. And I'm like, "Hey, dickhead."
Yeah.
You're playing for Team USA.
agree. I
Like
couldn't
this is
believe
like the
that line.
greatest honor in the world in sports to play for your country. And he's like saying that shit. And then they come out here in this movie and literally throw away their USA jerseys and come out playing for the
It's a pretty unpatriotic batch of kids.
In-
They don't seem to give a shit that they're playing for their country.
God, no.
At any point.
He
God,
first holds up that jersey like,
yeah.
why doesn't this say Ducks? I'm like,
Awful.
because it's the
Because you're on
USA.
the fucking,
You're
yeah.
on the Olympic team.
So
It's crazy.
Connie gets on the board quick.
Yep.
Brutal turnover by Averman, down 5-2. Then Charlie draws up an alley-oop from center ice.
Which he learned.
In the hood?
Which he learned in the hood. Because remember the dude from the car. He
Oh.
tossed that back and the guy goes, no
goes,
problem, kid. Alley-oop.
Throws it to him. Great stuff.
But a little bit like, oh, they went to South Central LA and learned to alley oop
As you do.
using the hockey game. There's some weird stuff going on there, is all I'm saying.
Then Luis gets a breakaway and is shocked that he stops and snows the shit out of the goalie.
Yep.
Yep.
He scores. We've got
That's
a
my favorite line.
5-4
Put it
game.
in, Luis.
Yeah, I like that too. I like that when he finally stops, it has like
He's
a
like,
consequence that leads to a goal.
totally. By the way, do you notice that Luis Mendoza is Benny the Jet from the Sandlot?
Dude, I didn't know.
Oh no, I did not clock that at all.
Yeah.
The Keenan Thompson was the only one I read.
These movies must have come, like, he looks pretty similar age. These movies must have come
Yeah.
out like 1 or 2 years apart.
Yeah.
Like, good run for
That
them.
guy was on it, yeah. On
That's a
on
heater.
I have a question. You guys play hockey. Is there any scenario in which you could actually like smoke screen the goalie with your
Dude.
That is not allowed, sir.
Oh, it's like expressly.
Oh, you could do
You can
it.
do it. The snow.
like
was
it would be effective.
Oh, if you,
If it was legal?
if
That's
you
what I'm
stop
wondering.
hard enough, you can get the snow that high up into the
I
face.
Okay,
suppose.
but
I
you-
suppose, honestly,
If it happened that fast.
and
game.
in games, usually after the whistle, because he'll be down, really like covering up.
Yeah, yeah.
And you come up and you spray him, and they're like penalty, dude.
Got it.
But if you were like on a breakaway mid game and stopped so hard for the net that it got in his face, and then you just shot
Wouldn't
it
be a
in,
penalty.
I think they'd be like, "That goal."
yeah, but after whistle, that's not allowed. But that,
Yeah.
probably
Alright.
fine. It's kind of crazy that no one on Iceland is back checking hard enough that after he came to a full stop.
He's too
and
fast, dude.
was
Yeah.
completely
He built up-
bamboozled that he stopped, that he would maybe get the play broken up. But,
Yeah.
you know, who's
He
to say?
built up too much.
That's
of
true.
a
He had
He's
such a
Lewis.
lead.
He's Lewis Hamilton. Dude.
yeah.
He's not Luis Mendoza. He's Lewis Hamilton.
So then after Russ tries to get out there again for knuckle puck and gets stifled, Gordon calls a timeout where apparently, unbeknownst to anyone, the goalie gets fully out of his equipment and changes with Russ.
I legitimately rewinded the movie the moment I was like, I spaced out what happened.
Yeah.
They don't explain.
No, dude, they do a full gear change during the timeout.
Well, but they cut to Iceland.
Yep.
Getting
Which
a
is why
speech
they-
in
why they need
English.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Bombay goes, here's Goldberg. I've got an idea. Cuts to
Yeah.
Iceland, and they're not looking, dude, because
Yeah.
they're huddled up.
Yeah.
They didn't
crazy.
notice.
It was quick.
Yep, the crowd though would have been
Pat-
like,
the pad
crowd
change
would have been like,
you guys.
no,
How long does that take?
dude.
Oh, it's insane.
Like
How long?
like
how long?
20
did it take?
minutes?
No, but like 10.
No. But like it would take
to
a
get
good
him, that
five
kid
to
all
10.
the way out and put the other kid all the way in.
Yeah.
So anyway, they do that. Then they go back out on the ice, pass the puck back to Goldberg, and it's actually Russ.
Yep.
Wolf sees it. It's too late. I was actually impressed. So as a goalie, you cannot cross the red line.
I made a note of this. I was curious. What he did was legal?
Yes, but
How do you score from? He's so far back.
Knuckle puck.
he stops at his own blue line.
He's in his slot, Dan. I was like,
Yeah.
But then when it cuts to him, like when he's shot, he's clearly in the offensive zone.
yeah.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh, this is like a.
It's
Yes,
been too long of a camera journey.
Oh, yeah.
but
Just fucking shoot it from there.
scores with no time left.
At the buzzer was
We're
crazy.
tied.
Yeah. Is that if the puck's in the air?
No, unlike basketball, it has to be
Yeah, no,
in.
it has to be over
across
the,
the
over
line.
the goal line.
So scoring with no time left is virtually impossible. Unless
Yeah.
it
They
happens.
kind of tried to do it like it was at the buzzer situation.
They
But
do
Okay.
it. They do it at the buzzer in D1 too. And I'm
yes.
this is crazy.
So
Yeah. Do you
we
remember?
go-
I'm sorry. I remember there was a Crosby, like, he did that against the Bruins like a few years ago. I don't
That
know
one at
why.
the buzzer.
Yeah, it was.
You fucking would remember.
It was like a tenth of a second. I remember.
Oh, I do remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yep. Fucking sick.
Go to the shootout. Jesse scores immediately.
Yep.
Jesse is dope.
Jesse's nice.
by the way, doesn't get talked about enough. Then Iceland goes after a terrible poke check attempt by Goldberg. They
Wait,
score.
Jesse is
Jesse Hall, black kid,
Number 9.
right.
Nine.
What's the name of the backup goalie?
Julie the Cat Gaffney.
Julie.
Yeah.
They got it.
So then Guy goes, sick move,
Yeah.
and shot, scores. Then Goldberg baits the guy, leaves half the net open. Great glove save.
Yep.
So we're up here. Then Dwayne gets stoned. Iceland scores a clapper. Then Fulton goes out, full stops, illegal.
Yep.
Clapper
Oh
goal,
yeah, what was that all about?
illegal. Clapper
That's like the
goal,
one like. Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's like the one thing you
can't
can't
do.
do. Yeah.
Stop and go backwards.
Be funny if you like went around the net maybe on the next one. Yeah.
Dude, they love wraparound so much.
love
Do a
wraparound.
wraparound. Like, dude, they can't do that.
Iceland then scores. Adam Banks goes, and this is my favorite part about the Adam Banks attempt. The music changes to like sad music, and then it goes across the bench in the stands, and everyone's like nodding. Like this kid's come back from like cancer. Or
Yep.
something. And he's
But
like,
also wait, is this the last shot?
Yeah, the last duck shot.
The last duck shot. They build that up. They the whole time there's so much build up. I'm like, I thought they went. I was so sure that was going to be like it goes in and it's over just based on the music.
Good point.
and
but-
Really good point.
I made
Yeah.
a note of that. The entire buildup, every shot of that is so bad.
It's crazy.
Like Adam's like stick handling like this, and then it cuts to like he's stick handling. He's literally just crossing the blue line after he's been skating for a full 10 seconds.
Yep.
And then his like move, he like fumbles the stick hand and then shoots it off the pad and in, and like it's all
Horrible
awful.
shot.
There's also I think he starts it. It's either him or one of the other guys.
Yeah,
With his skate.
Can you
Kinda
do
funny.
that?
Oh
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I didn't. I was.
But
I
if
was
you
curious.
miss it, though, if you nick it, that's your shot. It's over because you've now like skated past the puck.
Oh,
like
yeah,
under no
yeah.
circumstances would you ever do that.
It's just yeah.
But it looks cool.
It did look cool when he did it. Yeah.
And then, dude, you get the most ballsy coaching sub of all time in the history of the
Well,
universe.
except for the fact that from day one she's established as far better.
Yeah, fastest.
So it's like-
fastest glove in the West.
Yeah, it's like okay, you finally made the right call. But
Dude.
yeah, ballsy. I'm not going to give him ballsy.
Cold goalie.
Yeah, but I mean, this has been like I just can't believe he hadn't already done it.
Yeah,
they would have won 5-0. She's the fastest glove in the East.
Yeah, right. She should have been in for the entire shootout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually would have been. I guess they would have to have too many ducks miss to like make it close if Julie was just saving everything. But it would have been maybe cooler to get
Well,
her
this
the whole
why arbitrarily like
Yeah.
that means you knew she was better.
Yeah.
Or I think he says something like
because you have the quicker.
he's
glove.
got a fast shot.
He always goes high glove.
She's
Yeah,
flashy,
yeah,
he
yeah,
goes
that's
high
what it
gloves,
is.
she's got the better
yeah,
glove.
fair enough.
That's that.
Triple D high glove.
So anyway, as you guys have said, Gunner goes, Julie saves it. Apparently, the person working the goal horn, none of the fans in the stand noticed that she clearly caught the puck in her glove.
Not even Gunner. Like,
Oh yeah. I was wondering about that. I was like,
Stands
what the
up,
fuck
Gunner
happened?
standing there,
Yeah.
and then she drops the puck, and everyone's like, oh!
they
Yeah.
saved it.
Went that fast, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Team USA wins, and then we get some great moments, great lines.
Yep.
Wolf Stanton goes up to Gunner and says, you lost it for me. For me!
Yeah.
Not even the team. Gunner says, you lost it for yourself. He then drops the let's go shake their hands.
Yep.
Great
Like that
line.
move.
Then the good work, Captain Duck, to Charlie.
Yep.
I don't know if Charlie deserved that. I don't know why we're calling him Captain.
I don't know what he did. He should have made the goalie change.
Yeah,
There's a rewrite I'd like.
definitely.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Then we get a good game coach from Wolf. Don't like that. We got to pick a lane on Wolf.
Yeah.
We don't need any full circle moments from him.
Jack
Like,
Riley never said good.
yeah, he's just a piece
Yeah.
of shit, dude. Like, we're not saying, and he's like,
Yep.
thanks, coach. See you next year. And I'm like, kick this man out of the league, dude.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's
a
like
bad guy.
slashing you in the knee. This guy's insane.
This guy, like, yeah, literally, that's like a crime. What he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. So go to jail.
Like he could actually, yeah.
Yeah. So our movie ends, guys, with all right, Ducks, let's go home. And then a weird slow-mo shot of a American Airlines plane that then turns into geese.
Yeah, not
flying in a
ducks.
V. Not ducks, geese.
This, I'm going to be honest, at this point, it was like 7:25, and I was like, I got to get to the
Yeah,
studio. So I didn't really watch this
Yep.
part.
You didn't have to.
Okay.
That happens. It then goes to a campfire where they sing We Are the Champions.
That's what I was like, I heard in the background as I was getting
Also,
on.
like, does Queen have a stake in this movie? Because they're singing We Will Rock You.
Well, not actually. So we will quack you.
True. It's
That's how you avoid those
It's actually
royalties,
only one Queen song.
Yeah.
in the movie.
Yeah.
But-
agreed. It's a lot of Queen.
Gentlemen, that is our movie D2, The Mighty Ducks. Let's get into some awards here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our Hart Trophy, going to our MVP of the movie, can be any character.
Okay. Oh,
Billy, who do you got?
my heart trophy?
Yeah.
All right, one second. You put them in a different order than this.
Oh, did
so
I?
I got to scroll. That's all right. I got it. Heart trophy, Banks.
Yo, okay.
I'm going with Banks. I didn't know until this conversation how integral he was to the team in the first movie. So I kind of picked him as more of like a glue guy in the context of this movie,
okay.
where he gets the wrist thing. He doesn't want the coach to know.
Yeah.
He just wants to play. And then when he comes back, I feel like he's like pretty like he understands that he was hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
But then he's willing to take the job, and he gets it done when it matters. And
Yeah.
he scores in the shootout.
Scores
He
the
also
winner.
he stands up for
Yeah, he
Connie
scores
at
the-
one
yeah.
point. Dean makes like a really sexist comment to Connie, and Adam's like, "Don't fucking talk to her."
I think it's Julie, actually, who's a new friend.
Oh, it's
Her name
Julie.
is
Yes.
Julie, not Babe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
I love how I
He-
called it a
he-
sexist comment. All he said was "babe."
He next
Yeah.
connects with Bombay about their dads. And he's like, my dad's some pressure from my dad. And he's like,
Yep.
dude, just go have fun.
I just like that guy was always the good guy doing the right. He won it for him
Yeah.
and was getting the what? Did he have the one goal in the?
He had
the
the
winner. He had the
winning
winner.
goal in the shootout.
No, in the 12 or
Oh, in the 12
Yeah,
one
he
too.
had
Yeah.
yeah, which is also kind of
That's
a
when he got his arm.
yeah. That's kind of a gluey move to get the one goal when you're down
Yeah, hell yeah.
12.
Adam
so
Mintz gets Jamie Lannister, and then he comes back and scores in the shootout.
Yep.
Like,
yeah. I mean, there's not yeah. He's
Love
my
it.
guy.
Hart Trophy, potentially controversial pick, but Gunnar Stahl
Bad pick.
led the tournament.
crazy pick.
Yeah.
The tournament in goals while also playing a super physical game. He's not just a goal scorer.
Yeah,
He's-
yeah,
True.
And a pretty cleanly physical game. I watched every hit he threw, and just about all of them are like
Pretty good.
guy on the puck, clean hit. Okay.
Yep.
Also had a nasty fake shot pass on the 5-on-0.
True.
Sets up his teammate for another goal, and then tells the dentist to fuck off.
Yeah, he's
shakes
gotta
their
be-
hands.
Yeah.
Says something nice to Charlie. Literally, the only reason he didn't win or tie the shootout was because of great coaching.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
like
He's got to be the best loser there's ever been.
Yeah.
Such a humble,
best player in the tournament by a mile, and was a really nice guy who has a bad coach.
Yeah.
I have a question. What that was the 6th shot of the penalty thing, right?
Fifth.
I believe the fifth.
Oh, was it the 5th?
Yeah.
Because we got Jesse.
I thought they had gone into like
no.
golden goal.
Just
Oh,
five.
well, you're going by NHL. It's 3 people that shoot now.
Oh, maybe that's what I was.
5.
Maybe that's what. So I thought that they were already in the. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. For my Hart Trophy, I'm going Russ Tyler's brother.
Oh, good one.
Okay. Yeah.
This guy is just pure heart and soul. Like, he comes in, he seems like he's an asshole, and all he says is, "I'm here to teach you guys how to play some real hockey."
Yep.
Like he's introduced being like, "I'm going to teach you." We think it's a chirp. Like we think he's going, "I'm gonna school you," and he's like, "No, I'm going to teach you."
Yep.
And then they say, "Yeah, your brother's got a big mouth," and he goes, "He does, doesn't he?" That's funny. And then he just has lessons, dude. Teaches Charlie a lesson, teaches Kenny a lesson. Like he's just great, and then he's just there rooting for them.
Yep.
Rooting for them all the way. He's such a supportive brother when Russ is out there.
Dude, what about Dan when he
Love his
when
fits.
they leave?
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Oh.
I left it out intentionally.
Okay.
Horny.
You
season.
jumped through it. You got linearly and skipped the one thing.
for a reason. But you're too horny. Go to our healthy scratches. I had a tough time with this. Healthy scratch, our LVP.
I think you're going to hate this, but I'm going with Goldberg.
Don't hate it at all.
Guy lets up 1 million goals a game, faces no discipline. I mean, he has no awareness of it.
Yeah.
I mean, more that's on the coach, obviously. But at some point, he acts like he's all cool. They go to Beverly Hills. He's the prankster doing all this hot shit. The guy is a liability. He's the most glaring hole in their starting lineup.
Yeah.
I don't understand how he keeps getting out there.
Yeah.
And I think I don't think I think the first game against Iceland maybe is even competitive if you have a competent goalie.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Julie just started.
Yeah, I feel for Julie. She got shafted. I guess she got her moment at the end, but
No, she gets shafted.
she gets shafted.
she gets shafted throughout the whole movie.
I
And
hate
Goldberg, maybe, it's hard to say it's his fault because he's a kid, but a little bit, I'm like, I don't want him out there.
Yeah.
So LVP.
Good pick.
In terms of
CP?
actual,
This is kind of a bullshit pick, but I'm going with it especially because I really want to save something for later.
it's the dentist.
No, my LVP is the unnamed Team USA trainer who, because like everyone, Iceland has a trainer. Team USA has a trainer who has blatantly missed Banks's clear injury.
Oh.
And then x-rays him finally when Gordon's like, go get that x-rayed. He says, go to the trainer and get that x-rayed. And then it comes out in a sling. And then the next day, said trainer has pumped Banks so full of fucking painkillers that he's a fucking 10-year-old. And he's like, this woke up pain was gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this trainer is fucking tapped. And on top of that, boys, the decision to just not make Michelle the trainer is so insane to me because at least like,
and then you can
trainer
cut all the school
mattered. I
shit.
didn't need the school shit at all. It's summer. There's an Iceland trainer. We should have a trainer. like
a good point.
Banks could have been dealing with her with the injury.
Would have been a better romantic love triangle
Yeah.
if Gordon's fucking both trainers. Like,
Yep.
Come on, that's just good.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Well, that reminds me though, Banks was my heart trophy. I meant to include as part of that. He clearly got he took steroids or morphine or something. That's kind of an awesome move as a kid. He went and figured shit out.
He just pumped full of Russian gas.
Yeah, which is awesome.
fucking psychopath.
That's a fantastic
But I agree.
pick.
I agree with that.
That's really good.
Who is that? dude?
Yeah.
I am surprisingly gonna disagree with you on the glaring hole. My healthy scratch is Dean Portman, dude.
Whoa.
Dean Portman. He's one of those guys.
One of the Bash brothers.
Oh,
For me-
the big one.
For
Yeah.
me, Portman comes in easily the most polarizing of the new guys.
Yep.
He's singing his music. He's such a hardo with his sleeves cut off. And don't get me wrong, I love the Bash Bros.
Yeah.
I love the dynamic. Dean's fun. He's cool. I like how close he gets with Fulton. But he comes in, he's an asshole. He's fighting his own teammates. He's farting when they're all tied up together. Brutal move.
Also, a weird scene we didn't talk about.
Yeah. Brutal move.
That seems dangerous with all the skates.
Definitely. Yeah.
Crazy.
Definitely. And then he gets tossed from the first Iceland game.
Yep.
And then
It's true.
while showboating, gets another misconduct in the next Iceland game. And
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, where is your value on the ice here? So it's a controversial pick. Like I said, I struggled with this one. I didn't think with that. Part of me wanted to say Don Tibbles, but he's so funny.
Yep.
Yeah, he
he's
is kind of a
piece
weirdo,
shit.
though.
He's a
yeah.
slimy prick, dude. He's
Yeah.
a businessman.
He tries
But,
to get some bad habits back in Gordon when he's
Yeah.
like, Hendricks is no good to you unless you win. And
Yes.
Gordon's
Yeah.
whole thing in one is win at all costs.
Yes.
And I was like, oh dude, he's
Yeah.
relapsing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he's there. He's there rooting them on every step of the way. He's getting on the ice. He's trying to skate. So I spared him. But it's for me, it's got to be Dean.
Yeah. I mean, I think, going up against a team like Iceland, you kind of need that presence, but I feel like he couldn't keep his head in the game.
Yeah.
So I feel you.
Yeah. Let's go to our Game 7 moment, our moment of true chills in the movie.
Yep. Game 7 moment. I'm going duck call from the top of the stands when he's a
coming down.
changed man.
Yeah.
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 Because like we said, like he had the moment of realization, but then once he doesn't show up, I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
he's still a piece of shit. But then when he comes in, you hear that noise and you haven't heard it in like 30 minutes at that point, and you kind of forget.
Come on.
Yeah, like it's
That's
taking you
Coach.
back. Like it immediately, as the viewer, takes you back to that first scene
Yep.
where they're all,
That's Coach.
yeah.
Yep.
So
That's good stuff.
I thought that was chills.
We might have the same one, but I'm being dead ass right here. I'm not just being like, this was my favorite chills moment. I actually think this is just a fucking incredible moment in this movie. It's in his speech before the third period of the Iceland game, of the championship game, and they're doing the whole thing. And where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? And then they get up there, and it's ducks fly together, ducks fly together, ducks fly together. And there's even some humor in that with
Yeah.
chaos. But then when it comes back to Gordon and it gets really quiet and the music starts swelling, and he goes, when everyone says it can't be done, ducks fly together. And like that part genuinely fires me. Like I hear that and I'm like, that is so sick, dude.
Yep.
When everyone says it can't be done. Like that is an actual chills moment,
Fantastic.
not just a funny, we're having a fun, good time chills moment.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I agree.
So the reason I stopped you and said you were getting too horny again, my chills moment, is after the game of street hockey. And they have all bonded, learned some lessons, and they go off.
Yep.
While grabbing the chain link fence when Russ's brother looks at them and goes, "Go USA. Go get them." I was like, yes.
It made me believe in this.
Yeah,
country. Yeah.
totally.
I was like, whoa. They're going to win, dude. I think they're gonna
They might win.
Unbelievable stuff. Okay, the opposite,
Agreed.
our sent to the minors moment.
Meant to the minds.
Either just like a terrible thing or like logically a bad moment in the movie. What do we got?
Yeah, well, I think it's both of those. I think it's just, I hate seeing someone just completely misrepresent what they're supposed to be. The mascot talking.
the Hendrix Bear.
What the hell?
I knew
Name
this.
one mascot that has ever talked, and all of a sudden they have a talking mascot?
This is the greatest sent to the minors moment ever. Like that is so true. It breaks all the rules.
Like, who? What? Like,
Dude, he goes, hey, you want a bear hug?
yeah, what? And also, I was so certain, because of the talking, I was like, oh, we're going to find out that it's whoever's in was going to be like a reveal, that the mascot was like, I don't know, his dad or something, or like something crazy, but no. Just a fucking talking bear.
It's crazy.
And he crashes a team photo.
Yep.
And then he like says a weird thing at the
It
end.
never comes back. Like the bear is never like needed or in the movie again or whatever.
And he talks.
It
And he's a
talks.
mascot.
Insane.
Crazy.
It's
Insane.
absolutely absurd.
We have already addressed this, so I'll be quick. But I am sending to the Mindsies Bombay no showing that game because, dude,
Unacceptable.
this
Yeah,
is a double
agreed.
elimination tournament. If you lose that game, you're out. And if your coach, which we now learn, if your coach doesn't show, you forfeit. So, like, literally, dude, he's out there rollerblading the fucking Santa Monica boardwalk, knowing my team is now out of the tournament.
Yeah.
He's like this, God, I do love this game. The boys are out. The boys and a couple girls are out, unfortunately, because I have not come.
Yeah.
That is like, you brought up a great point too about how like just logically movie it wasn't smart either. But
Yep.
just from a character, you have ruined their tournament. They are out, dude.
Yeah, it makes
I'll
sense.
give him one benefit of the doubt. Have you ever driven from
Malibu
Venice?
traffic, dude.
Yeah.
Malibu.
Yeah.
Malibu.
Yeah. I mean,
Anaheim.
that he
Malibu
probably was stuck on the 10.
Yeah,
Like,
he
I'm
was
going to give
buried.
him that.
He was
Or-
buried. You know what? I
Yeah.
take it back, actually. Imagine if he said that. Team, sorry.
Yeah.
405 is bricked right now.
We spent a lot of time on it, but sent to the minors for me, of all of the things that a group of 13-year-old kids could be doing, going to a clothing store in Beverly Hills
How do they get there?
it was truly
they're far away.
it's like I've never really thought about it. It's just the craziest scene ever.
Yeah.
And like the writers deciding what should these group of kids be doing. I know, having a bunch of grown women modeling clothing for them
Yep.
and not thinking that this is wildly creepy is like insane.
Agreed.
It's just insane. Like even if you wanted to keep them in Beverly Hills so you could show off Beverly Hills for the movie, have them go to a nice restaurant
Yep.
and lie about who they are.
And see a movie star
Get
or
a free
something.
meal or something.
Yeah.
Like there were so many decisions. It's just like the craziest decision ever.
I agree.
To have
I
it
agree.
followed up with a woman winking at them.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, and then finally, our Keith Yandel sonk moment. A moment in the movie that made you genuinely laugh.
Oh, wait. What did I write for this one? Oh, shit. I don't think I wrote this one. You guys go first.
Okay.
I'm going to brainstorm.
Yeah,
this
that's
is my
fine.
last one. I missed it.
I'll go. You just mentioned mine, and while I know it upset you, dude, being caught off guard by it, but the Hendrix polar bear walking by Michelle McKay, hey there, Missy, how about a bear hug? Like, was so fucking, and like McKay's like, what the fuck? It was just so unexpected. Totally forgot about it,
Yeah.
and it made me audibly laugh. I was like, wow, another inappropriately horny character in these Mighty Ducks.
Like I couldn't even
fucking
show
movies.
his face.
This guy's just horny as shit.
I'll give you. I remember. I got mine.
Yeah,
actually.
okay.
I think I said it earlier. I gave it up. But right at the beginning when he's sharpening the skate.
Oh, yeah.
Against
Oh, yeah.
launched like actually an unbelievable distance.
Yes,
Yeah.
truly. Like a katana gets fired into the wall.
Dude, okay, mine was, and dude, this is a real laugh. Iceland game 1, Dean Portman gets tossed immediately. 3 seconds in, it's chaos.
Yeah.
He goes in the locker room, he's pissed. He's like, I should be out there. He's like watching on TV. And it cuts to him a couple times, like still being really pissed.
Yeah.
And then Julie gets put in, immediately sack taps those boys, and she is tossed. And she comes into the locker room, and Dean is wailing on the training board still. That Julie is tossed in the 3rd period.
Yeah.
So, and he is tossed 3 seconds in. So presumably he has literally just been like rage fucking
punching.
the locker room. And dude, that covers 2 intermissions. Like, did the whole team come in there? While he was smashing shit. They go back out to play. And he's like, oh, I should be out there. Like when she walked in and he was still punching that table, I was like,
Yeah.
you gotta clean it up. Go take a shower.
Spin zone could be like he's been goofing off, and every time people walk in, he has to act mad.
Yeah.
So he heard Julie coming, and was like, "Oh, yeah.
There is, I'm pretty sure he picks up a stool in that moment and like knees it into 1,000 pieces. Like there are 2 of the greatest moments of strength displayed in movies I've ever seen in my life. One is when Captain America splits a log in half with his bare hands.
Yep.
2 is Dean Portman obliterating that.
It's fucking insane, dude.
Okay.
causing like thousands of dollars of damage
Truly.
over 2 periods."
All right, to close us out, we have just watched D2 The Mighty Ducks. I want to give 1 out of 10, decimals included, rating of this movie on 2 scales. 1, the genuine quality movie scale,
Okay.
and then our enjoyment scale.
I'll go first.
CP, go first. Give us quality movie.
I can't quite remember, but I think I gave D1 as like a 7.7 quality.
Yes, I believe so.
This one, begrudgingly, I do think I have to go to like a 6, 8, because there's just a few too many crazy holes.
Yeah.
And there's like dumb stuff. I didn't even say this, but like in Trinidad and Tobago, they're like, it's 6-0 and the scoreboard says 7-0. You know, I'm just like, come on. Like there's just so many like stupid misses. So unfortunately, I don't think the quality of this movie is as good as D1.
Yeah.
Especially with the story arc and shit. But I love these movies, admittedly. I know they're not really, I haven't seen this one, but like, you know, I watched this movie a million times.
Yeah.
So I love these movies. And because of that, I will always love them. And I think I gave D1 maybe a 9.1 even for this.
Wait,
for enjoyment? Like how much
Okay,
did I
okay,
genuinely enjoy it. And D2, while admittedly being a almost full point worse quality movie, is like a 9.4 for me. Because it was just like, it was like Miracle. I was like watching Miracle, but like me. You know, like if I was in Miracle.
Yeah.
And it's just like enough, like they just ramp up shit.
Yes.
You know, and
Yeah.
there's a fucking shootout, and I'm like, oh my God. And there's sick characters and craziness happening. So even more enjoyable for me than D1, while admittedly being worse quality movie.
Yeah. For me, I'm very aligned. This movie, with my take that has been cycling the internets with empty netters, is that I don't like these movies.
Okay.
My real take is I don't like how fucking stupid these movies are sometimes.
Yep.
Because yes, while we grew up with hockey, for a huge portion of our lives in the 90s and like early 2000s, there were people who were like, I don't play hockey, but like I've seen the Mighty Ducks. And I'm like, do you think hockey is like that? And it like bothered me.
Yeah.
That's why I've always said this. There are a lot more of these bad moments.
Yep.
So for me, like quality movie, I'm going like a 6.2. Like this movie is just, it's utter nonsense for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Enjoyment, totally agree. Like this movie, has like
Trinidad Tobago.
the word for word lines that I remembered in this movie. Again, I haven't seen these movies in a long time as well.
Yeah.
The word for word lines that I remembered, just the kids hanging out in the dorm room with the shaving cream stuff.
Yep.
I was like, yes, that would be sick. The street hockey, the stuff in California, it doesn't make sense, but it was a blast. And yeah, it's Team USA beating our bitter longtime rivals, Iceland.
Iceland.
How can you not get fired up? I'm going 9-4 as well. Like just that, it was awesome.
Damn. All right. Well, I want to say.
Don't let us sway you.
No, I'm not gonna. But I want to say one thing while I have the floor before I forget. I also wanted to bring up insane scene burning trash on the USC quad.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what?
He's like, see, this is a barrel fire.
Yeah.
We're doing a barrel fire. I was like, what? It was like clearly like on the campus of USC,
Yes,
and
bro.
people are walking around behind them.
Yeah, truly.
What the hell?
We have,
Okay.
we have a drought problem here, dude.
Yeah, he's just like burning the cutouts of himself. It's like a weird. Anyway, crazy. I'm gonna go in terms. So there is clearly a nostalgic element
Oh
to
my
this
God,
movie
yes.
that I don't relate with at all.
Of course.
He was way lower than us.
I've only seen it for work, and no, I'm gonna go in terms of actual quality movie. I mean, it wasn't. There's worse movies
It's a
because
kid's
it's not
sports movie.
trying too hard
Exactly, it's a
either.
kid's
Like
sports
it's not
movie.
like there's some movies that like people, that I like less that are probably more widely regarded. But I would go like a 5-4 or something in terms of like actual movie quality. And transparently, I don't think my enjoyment scale is that much higher. I think it's probably like a 6-8 or something.
6-8. I'll
Maybe
take that
in terms
jump.
of like
It's a great jump.
yeah, like it was because the lassoing thing. I was like, that is so fucking dumb, and then I was just cracking up. I was like, why do I care?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
so.
D2 the Mighty Ducks, we're getting crazier.
yeah.
And I've got a feeling D3 is going to be on that same trajectory.
Who do you got coming in for D3?
We've got Liam coming
Okay.
in for D3,
good.
who has also never seen these movies.
Got
which is really
a
good.
bunch of guys from New England that have never seen.
so funny.
Yeah.
Really tough. But D2 the Mighty Ducks, classic stuff, unbelievable. Willie, thank you so much for joining us. Before we leave, tell the people where to find you, what you got going on.
Thanks for having me. I got podcasts. We film right in this same killer studio. Playdate Pod. Check us out on wherever you get podcasts.
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok, and
You got a YouTube show.
I have a YouTube show. Skylar's going to kill me for the order that I delivered these in. Called 60 for 60 interview show on the Friday Beers YouTube account.
Yes, sir.
Check it out. Interviewing cool people. Got a new one coming tomorrow, which definitely want to apply because I'm assuming this isn't coming out in the next.
No, it's coming out
8
Wednesday,
hours?
though, So
Came out
came out
yesterday.
yesterday?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
great.
check it out. Look up Friday Beers on YouTube.
Unbelievable. I've spent a lot of time thinking about what I would eat if I went on that show.
Well, hopefully, if this takes off, then we can book you. As
There
dude,
we go.
I really want
Yeah.
to come on because
Fantastic.
I'm a bottomless pit. And
I have no doubt. Yeah.
like I
Yeah,
think
he'll
this would be
finish in
so
20
easy.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might do. Like,
Davis Clark, dude, was the.
what if we did like
Never seen anything like
seconds?
that.
How many find out how many seconds is in 60 minutes. Give me that amount.
3,600.
Do it. Give me
right?
that much money at a fast food place.
3,600. I think I nailed that.
I think
Right?
you smashed that.
Yeah.
Really good stuff.
All right, deal.
Yeah, sick.
3,600 and 3,600.
Yeah. Well, that is it for us this episode of the Empty Netters podcast. Unbelievable stuff breaking it down with Willie D on D2 the Mighty Ducks. We will see you guys next time. And until then,
Quack hard.
Quack on.